Happy Sunday, January 11th. We are back live for the 31-day balance challenge. Today's day 11. Day 11, let's go to the page here. There we are, there we are. Make sure you can see me and hear me. Page here. Yep. Happy Sunday. Just type in the chat. There we go. There we go. Have the chat activated. It is Sunday, January 11th, and we are right back here. Day 11 of our 31-day balance challenge here at the K Factor. I'm Kim Knapp, your coach here at the K Factor, Fitness and Health for Life, where I help you get what you want. More strength, balance, energy, building muscle. Hey, Margaret. Donna's in the house. We got Margaret here. Margaret and Donna, thank you so much. Margaret, glad you're here. Natalie, hello. Happy Sunday. Everybody's gearing up for some football this week today. Yesterday, today. We got all kind of sports going on. All kind of sports going on. So today is day 11 for our balance challenge, and we are going to be doing, of course, our usual warm-up, and then we will be walking forward and walking backward, and we're going to add a little element in the mix. I don't know if y'all know this, and I think I mentioned it one other time, but in our 30s is when we start to have our balance start to slow down in our 30s. So unless you train it, unless you're aware of your balance, it'll just kind of continue to decline. Now, if you're exercising, you're lifting weights, you're working out regularly, all of those things definitely contribute to helping you with your balance. But again, it's always good to sort of dial it in, focus on the movements, and just dial in your balance. Donna's cheering for the Buffalo Bills. We're cheering for the Jaguars. Jaguars in the house here. Fortunately, my husband and I both cheer for the same team, so that's good. We don't have any rivalry in our house. But here's the thing about our balance and training it up. Balance keeps our reaction time, our reaction pathways, like communicating to the brain and our nervous system, keeps it active, sharp, and responsive. And that's why we want to train it up. That's why I always say balance is just as much about our brain as it is our bodies, our muscles. And when you lose your balance, it only takes 1 second. And if anybody's ever fallen down, I'm sure you remember, 1 minute you're standing, the next minute you're on the ground. That's kind of how it works, right? That's kind of how it works. I remember one time when I was running, I went for a run. I was staying with my mom and dad, and I'm running through this neighborhood, and I'm on a sidewalk, but there was a lot of pine needles. I was running through a bunch of pine tree area, and so on the either side of the sidewalk was all pine needles. And when I fell, actually I fell off to the side. I tripped and I fell off to the side, and I landed in the soft pine needles. And I just laid there. I landed on my side, kind of rolled when I landed, but I was so grateful for those soft pine needles. And I just got back up and ran. But let me tell you what, lickety split. 1 minute I'm running, next minute I'm in the pine needles. That's kind of how it happens. Less than a second. But what happens when you don't train up and balance, train up and be aware of your balance, your muscles and your nervous system, they don't respond quickly, right? And that's when a stumble becomes a fall. So if you can catch yourself, if you can have some more awareness, have strength in your legs, have some muscle, and be able to catch yourself, sometimes that works. And I don't know, sometimes, you know, I've tripped and I've used my arms and my legs like a windmill, catching myself, and I've caught myself. And it feels really good when you're able to catch yourself. And that's why we move slow and intentional when we're doing this balance work. So we're going to be doing that today, slowly, intentionally, breathing with good posture, really dialing it in and thinking. One thing I want to mention too, when we're standing and we've got that one foot in front of the other, right? Our feet are close together and it's very narrow, very narrow. And if you remember when we were doing the push-up challenge, when we were doing the plank challenge, and I mentioned, you know, when your feet are further apart like a tripod, it's easier. The closer you move your feet to each other, the harder it is. The harder it is for those push-ups, right? And the harder it is at planking. Planking is easier when you're making the tripod, but when you're together like this, it's a little more challenging. Same thing when we're walking. So if the tightrope walking is very challenging for you or it feels wobbly, it's normal and it's expected. All right? And it's not because you're weak. It's because your base is smaller. The base of your support is smaller with your feet together. So let's go ahead and get started. Amy's in the house. Gator blasted Tennessee. Yeah, they did, and the Bears ate the cheese. That's a fact. Oh, yeah, those boys, those Gator boys. Oh, boy, y'all. It's hot up in that house. Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning, Rhonda. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move, again, I'm going to move the, y'all know, I got to move the laptop over here so I can see if anybody hops in. Also, here's to everybody. Cheers. Cheers to hydration. Cheers to your health. Cheers to your strength. Cheers to your balance. Always have to remind you to drink your water. So let's drink our water. You get the laptop out of the way. All right, let's warm up. Y'all know the routine by now. Let's warm up. Good posture, stand up straight and tall, chest out, shoulders back, chin up. Crown of your head up. Nice breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. We're going to shift our weight right now, even on both feet. Let's shift our weight to the right foot. Come back to center. Shift your weight to the left foot. Come back to center. Back over to the right foot. Come back to center. Remember those soft knees. Shift your weight to the left. Come back to center. Shift your weight to the right. Back to center. Shift your weight to the left. Back to center. One more time. Shift it to the right. Back to center. Shift it to the left. And back to center. Good work. You can shake it out if you need to. You can get yourself pretty tensed up when you really start thinking, so loosen up, loosen up. Here we go. We're going to shift our weight forward and back. So let's go back to the heels. All your weight should be on the heels of your feet. Hold it. Come back to center. Now shift the weight onto the ball of the foot and your toes. Come back to center. Shift your weight to the heels. Come back to center. When you're at center, feel your big toe on the ground. Feel your pinky toe. Feel your heel. Your weight's evenly distributed. Feel it. Let's lean forward. Weight on the ball of the foot and your toes. Good job. Come back to center. Shift your weight to the heels. Come back to center. Shift your weight forward. Back to center. Don't forget to hover over a chair or the kitchen counter or hold on to the wall if you need to. Shift your weight back to your heels. Come back to center. Bring your weight forward on the ball of your foot and your toes. Come back to center. We're going to do that one more time. Weight on the heels. Come back to center. Weight on the ball of the foot and your toes. Come back to center. Good job. Shake it out. Now we're going to do the foot hover. Don't forget, hold on to something if you need to hold on to something. We're going to do the hover. Hover the foot. Not lifting it up. Not going like this or like this or like this. We're not doing that. We're just hovering. Hover, hover. Little tiny movement. All right. Get into position. Here we go. Weight on the left foot. Hover with the right. Just pick it up slightly. Put it down. Shift your weight to the right foot. Hover with the left. Put it down. Shift your weight to the left foot. Hover with the right. Put it down. Shift your weight to the right foot. Hover with the left. Put it down. Shift your weight to the left. Hover with the right. Put it down. Shift your weight to the right and hover with that left foot. Put it down. Shift to the left. Hover with the right. And down. Shift to the right. Hover with the left. And put it down. And shake it out. We've been doing that for 11 days, about, give or take a day or two, right? How does that feel? You feel pretty confident doing all these warm-ups now, but remember when we were first doing them, how awkward it felt? Because it's not something we do, right, regularly. All right, here we go. We're going to do a slow march. We're going to do our slow march now. So one thing too I want to mention, whenever I march, I make sure that I sort of tilt my pelvis forward and I find my center of gravity so like I can just kind of stay, you know. I feel and look for that center of gravity and feel it. So you want to make sure that you're seated into that center of gravity to pick up that knee, and your knee is going to be level with your hip. All right, here we go. Let's march. Up with the right and down. Up with the left and down. Up with the right and down. Up with the left and down. You feel your ankles are wobbly. Up with the right and down. just like that. Up with the left. And down. Up with the right. And down. Up with the left. And down. Up with the right. And down. Shake it out. I had a couple wobbly ones there. Amy says, thinking about safety is becoming real at 64, looking forward to 89 like my mom. Oh, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. That's true. My mom's 88. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I don't know what store I was at, but I was walking by the greeting cards and I saw this greeting card. It said, Happy 90th birthday. I bought it for myself. And I'm going to write myself a letter and I'm going to put it inside that card. And when I'm 90, I want to open it. I want to talk to myself when I'm 90. I want to write myself a letter to open when I'm 90. And then I was like, oh, let me get a card that says Happy 100th birthday. And so I'm going to write myself a letter for when I'm 100. Yeah, that's a great exercise to do. And especially because it'll be signed, sealed, and I'm hoping I visualize myself opening it and reading it. All right, guess what we're going to do now? Guess what time it is? It's time to walk the tightrope. Here we go. Get into position. Into position. Safety, 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 safety. If you need to hold on to the wall, the kitchen counter, you do that. Remember your posture. Oh, here's the element. I was going to tell y'all I'm adding an element. I'm adding a book to the head. I'm adding a book to the head, and you know what this does? I do this when I do squats, but before I could ever squat with the book on my head, I had to learn to walk with the book on my head. But let's go ahead and do our tightrope walking. Heel to toe. Roll up that back foot. Heel to toe. You do you. You move at your pace. We're going to do a couple of laps. The book forces you to stand tall. Keep your chin up. Good work. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now we're going to turn around. I got to turn around slowly. Remember, slow and controlled. You want to stay tall. If you want to pause between your steps, you can do that. Like you can just roll up your foot and kind of stay right here and balance. And let's go. Focus, concentrate, breathe. Good work. We train how we move, we stop, we recover. Because real life isn't just about going forward. We step back, we change direction, and we have to react when something unexpected happens, right? All right, let's do that again. I'm just going to see if I can just keep this book on my head. Keep going. Hey, listen, if you need to stop and shake out your legs, you do that. Good work. Good work. Yeah. Feel those muscles at work. Our bodies are magnificently and perfectly made. Let's celebrate all we can do. Focus on everything you can do. Go, go, go. Yeah. Fantastic. One more time back for me. And here we go. Good work. Keep it going. Don't forget about that nice little flex in your knees. I want to be able to do this when I'm 90 or 100. So that means I need to show up consistently and keep practicing, right? Whew, good job. That was great. That was great. I like adding the book. All right, so shake it down. Shake it down. I'm just checking here on the page to see if anybody new's come in. Shake it down. All right. Now, it's time to go backwards. Time to go backwards. Here we go. Again, standing up straight and tall, chest out, shoulders back, chin up, and you want to have that flex in your knee. Imagine the straight line is on the floor. You have to step on that straight line. You could even put a piece of tape on the floor if you want to. So we're going to walk backwards one step at a time. Step that one foot back, placing your toes carefully behind the heel. Pause if you want. And here we go. Step it down slowly. Bring the other foot back to meet the heel. Eyes forward. If you need your arms out to float, you can do that because they're part of your balance system. Good work. Consistency here is what we're looking at. Showing up every day and working on our balance. Not only that, but it helps you create your habit. You get in the habit of doing it, and that helps you to keep showing up. Showing up and being consistent and being disciplined is one of the things that most people have a challenge with. They know what they need to do, they just don't do it or follow through, right? Okay, I'm going to turn around. Here we go. Let's go back again. I'm going to put the book on my head. See if we can do the book going backwards. I forgot to put it on going forward, but let's do backwards. Because you shouldn't be looking down. You need to be able to look around. Good posture. Good posture. Nice and controlled. Feel your core at work, your legs at work, your ankles. Yeah. Good job. Good job. All right, let's do that one more time. Backwards. One more lap. Turn around slowly. Make sure there's nothing behind you. And breathe through the movements. Good job. I'll be 68 this year. I want to be able to do this on my 68th birthday. So in order for that to happen, I need to keep showing up. Lifting my weights, doing my cardio, practicing my balance. Keep it going. Good work. Good work. I'm going to do one more step because I can. Yes. Good job. Good job. You know what book I was using? My Body for Life book. I keep it in the studio. So that's what we're working on, our strength, our balance. Very good. Very good. Very good. Oh, Lisa's in the house. Hey, Lisa. How are you? Hi, Amy. I'm glad you said hi to her. I didn't know she was here. I know a lot of people watch, but they don't comment in the comments. So I can see how many viewers and all that, but I don't see always who's participating. Let's see here. Let me just scroll up because I sure would hate to have missed her. Nope. Rhonda. Natalie, you're welcome, Natalie. You're welcome. Good work today. So if this was mentally challenging for you, that's a good thing because our brain is learning. Balance improves with our practicing, right? Consistency and our patience. You have to be really patient with your body. So here we go. Comment, day 11 in the books. Day 11 in the books. I'll see you all back here tomorrow. We're going to be adding a movement tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Everybody watching their football, may the best team win. And you know, and here's the thing about balance in football. One of my favorite replays to watch is when they show somebody catching a football and their feet, their toes are pointed like a ballerina. Their toes are pointed right on the line and they're catching the ball and they train to keep their feet in bounds so they don't go out of bounds, right? So that if they're in the end zone, they want those points. They have to focus on control and balance and where their feet are. They practice that to keep their feet inbound so they get those points. And so if you're watching football today, watch their feet. Watch how they catch the football when they're close to the line, because they really do control their feet to keep them in. And sometimes they'll show it on the replay and their toes are just perfectly pointed and their weight is out here, but those toes are right in. I mean, it's magnificent to watch those athletes. So pay attention to their balance and watch them. Amy's dancing. Yes, and dancing. Oh, yeah. Definitely dancing. I'm actually going to be talking about dancing tomorrow. My husband and I took dancing lessons quite a bit, and I work out every day, lifting weights and doing squats and doing everything. I was so sore after dancing class because your body's just moving differently than you move when you're lifting the weights and when you're doing this. And, you know, it's just a whole different thing. So I am going to be talking about that tomorrow. But dancing, definitely. Moving backwards when you dance. The woman usually moves backwards and the man pushes her around. And you have to trust your partner, right? So, oh, Rhonda, I know. Hopefully he'll be back. He'll recover. He'll be back. There's years ahead. All right, everybody. So I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be day 12. And we're going to be only a couple more days and we'll be finishing up 2 weeks. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? We're going to be coming up on halfway through the month coming up. So I will see everybody tomorrow. I'm Kim Knapp, your coach here at the K Factor Fitness and Health for Life, where today we were on day 11 of our 31-day balance challenge. And I hope you'll join us. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I will see everybody right back here tomorrow at high noon. Make it a great day, and may the best team win. Bye.